What's going on, people? It's your bro Crypto Cliff. Listen, this is a message that everybody needs to hear. Everyone needs to hear this message. Now, there's a lot of things going on in our surroundings right now that people are not really paying attention to, right? People see it, but we don't see it. So let me help you comprehend what's going on right now. So banks around the world are closing down left and right. We've seen it happen with Silicon Valley Bank here in America. If you go to the grocery store, you're starting to see the shelves are becoming a lot more empty, right? Here's another crazy thing. A lot of the food processors are being shut down right now, right? Also, our debt is up to $32.5 trillion with a true debt of over $100 trillion right now, right? Our world is literally collapsing around us. But what most people don't understand about this huge collapse is that we're in the greatest transformation of wealth in human history right now. And that transformation of wealth is a transformation from the system of fiat to a system of total digital assets, right? So when I say this, what do I mean? I mean that we're getting ready to convert into a system to which everything will be automated for us. Everything will be automatic for us, right? I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of this thing called FedNow. If you haven't heard of FedNow, please go look it up. Look up FedNow right now, because FedNow is getting ready to convert our entire system over to a system by which the government can see every single transaction that you do, every penny, nickel, dime, quarter, dollar, 5, 10, 20, 50, $100 bill that goes through your hands. They will be able to have access to every single bit of that data. Data is a new currency, and they want your data, and they can shut down your data, and they can control your data. So to combat this system, we were blessed with this thing called cryptocurrency. Now, within this great transformation of wealth, crypto is the catalyst that will transform us to a system by which we can actually become our own financial versions of banking systems. You see, people have a big, huge misconception about cryptocurrency. But what you don't know is crypto is a peer-to-peer network that allows you to be your own institution, to allow you to be your own version of a banking system. You see, crypto is a two-way highway, and it doesn't go 4 or 5 ways. We don't have 4 or 5 lanes. We have 2 lanes, meaning I can make my transformation. I can make my transfer of finance from me directly to you without going through these other different systems that pinch pennies out of every single dollar bill we do on a day-to-day basis. That's crypto. So let me break down how the system is actually going to go into play. Let's go back to the old system, the very first system, which was the system in barter. Meaning that back in the olden days, I may have been a farmer, you might have been a farmer. You had apples, I had oranges. We will swap apples for oranges, right? We then start using colorful stones as a means of payment for goods and services. From that system, we came into the age using precious metals like gold and silver as a means of payment for goods and services, right? That birthed the banking system that we know of right now. Now, the original bank was always created, was created from the very beginning to just be a housing protocol for people to hold their precious metals. It was just a safe haven place for you to hold your precious metals. That was the original version of the bank. The bank then started seeing a flow of people bringing their precious metals in, and they came up with a genius idea. Why don't we lend out some of these precious metals so we can start making interest in precious metals through the banking system, right? Genius idea. Now, the problem came when we transferred or converted over to the fiat currency system, and they came up with this thing called fractional lending. Now, what fractional lending is, it means that the government gave the banking system the ability to lend out your money, your hard-earned money, 25 to 40 times more than the money you actually put into the bank. Meaning that for every dollar that's lended out, the bank can lend out $40. Right? Now, this sounds like a great, amazing idea, right? But let me tell you who gets screwed over in the process. You. Because the bank only paid you 0.015% interest on every single dollar you put in the bank account. but they're making up to 20, sometimes even 40% interest on every single dollar that you put in the bank account. That's your money working against you. And the banks became filthy rich off of our hard-earned money. That's the God honest truth. Fractional banking is the biggest scam in U.S. history. So when we talk about the next transformation, we're getting ready to convert from a system of scam to a system that is based in cryptography, to a system that's based in technology. That is where we're getting ready to go into. That is what cryptocurrency is. It's the next great transformation of wealth. It is the greatest transformation of wealth because we're going back to that original system of peer-to-peer transactions. If you're not on this frequency, if you're not in this space, if you're not on this bandwagon, you will get left behind. Because as of right now, you're behind. We should get tired of being at the bottom of the totem pole. We should get tired of always taking the crumbs off of the huge pie we call America. Off of the huge pie we call the financial system. You should get tired of eating the crumbs and you should want to get your slice. And I say bump that. You should want to have the whole entire recipe. That is where we're going. So, right now is a very pivotal moment. The Bitcoin halving happens next year. After the Bitcoin halving, we always see the next all-time high. This bull market that we just entered in November of last year, 2022, will be the greatest bull market the world has ever seen. The greatest bull market. We have the potential to see a $300,000 to $400,000 BTC, a $300,000 to $400,000 Bitcoin by the end of this bull market. We have the potential to see a $125 XRP. We have the potential to see a $2,000 Ethereum. We have the potential to see a $20 ADA, a Cardano token. It is a pivotal time in history right now for you to be engaged into the markets. This market is going to separate the weak from the people who actually make money. It's going to separate the people who have knowledge from the people who don't have knowledge. It's going to separate the have for the have not. So where are you going to be in history? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Where am I going to be? Knowing this information, where am I going to be? Am I going to continue to procrastinate? Am I going to continue to fall back? Or am I going to get engaged into this market so that I can take profit, so I can come in and take my funds, so I can take my earnings, so I can take my wealth? That's what I want to talk about today. Don't miss out on the greatest transformation of wealth in human history because you're being lazy, because you're being complacent. Get out of your mind and get into your profits. Class starts Monday, the 30th. Intro into crypto. Also, I am hosting a 12-month course starting in May. Monthly subscription course.